Hey guys, Tekking here, and in this video we're going to be discussing this big pink ball of bubblegum over here. Now, I was watching the new opening for Dragon Ball Super. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you check it out. However, warning, you cannot listen to it once. It's going to be one of those things that you're going to be addicted to because it is just so fucking epic. But anyway, this intro prominently features the 10 warriors that are going to be representing Universe 7 in the Universe Survival Arc, or the Universal Tournament. Now, these 10 warriors are usually showcased throughout the intro. You know, obviously you have Goku and Vegeta. You even see Krillin throwing a Destructo Disc, or Qianzong, or whatever. You see Android 17 releasing like an energy blast or whatever. You even see scenes of like Master Roshi taking off his glasses, looking really serious, and Tien is just kind of there looking cool. But we only see Boo in the establishing shot with everybody, you know, walking towards the arena like, okay, Boo is going to be one of the 10 warriors, and you see him at the very end of the trailer as well, but you don't get to see him at all in the actual, tournament in the opening. Like, we don't get to see Boo, you know, in a battle with somebody, even for a split second. We don't get to see him even looking like really cool at the camera or anything. It's only at a distance and with these other characters. So that could be either for one of two reasons. Number one, he's not really going to do much of anything relevant in this arc, or he's going to be defeated rather easily, or he would be taken out on a technicality, as with what happened with the Universe 6 tournament. So we're not going to see a lot of Boo. Or the other option that I think is a lot more fun, because we already did that with Universe 6, you know, where Boo was going to fight, and then he just, nope, he failed the test because he's so fucking stupid, or oh, he fell asleep so he can finish it. So we already had that with Universe 6. I want to see Boo fight again, alright? Because the only thing he's done the entire fucking series ever since, you know, after the Boo arc in Dragon Ball Super was he fought very briefly against Beerus, and that was it. That was the only fight he was really in. Beerus beat the shit out of him like a fucking pink punching bag, and then he regenerated, and that was pretty much it. But the other option, though, is that he's gonna do something like really cool, maybe, that they don't want to spoil in the opening or something like that. He's gonna have a shining moment. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I wasn't keeping up to date with Majin Buu the character, okay? I wasn't, like, you know, paying attention to a lot of this stuff, so this was gonna be a completely different video yesterday. But I had to go back and do some research on the Wikia, look around at some interviews and stuff that Toriyama has done, and I've discovered some very interesting facts about Majin Buu that if I didn't have this knowledge when I was going to make this video yesterday, it would have just been absolute dog shit. So, first, I guess I should explain to people, because I'm just going to assume you're just as ignorant as I am and you didn't fucking follow this, so I'm just going to take you on the journey that I went on. So, first off, Majin Buu that currently exists in the story, the one that's in Super. You know, you could call him Good Buu or Mr. Buu or whatever. This Majin Buu is not the same Majin Buu that was awakened from his ball in Dragon Ball Z. Now, I know at first that fucking even confused me, because they look exactly the fucking same. You know, they have the exact same appearance, you know, Dabra and Babidi, you know, siphon off all the energy from, you know, Gohan or whatever. They put him in the ball opens, and then Buu pops out, and he's like, whatever. No. That is a completely different Majin Buu. That is the pure Majin Buu, or the innocent Buu. Alright, so basically, to understand how this happened, you know, the ancient wizard Bibidi created Kid Buu. And then Kid Buu went on a fucking rampage. You know, he was a pure Majin. Went on a rampage, went around and absorbed, the South Supreme Kai, killed the other Supreme Kais except for the East one, and then eventually absorbed the Great Supreme Kai, Dai Kaioshin, and then became the Fat Buu, the innocent Buu. That's why he takes on, you know, he has the vest and the fat appearance and the innocent nature. But that Buu was still prone to some evil tendencies. Remember back when he was first awakened, even though for the most part he was pretty innocent, he did have these bouts of rage, most notably when his eyes began to, you know, narrow and he got really serious, and he would do some pretty evil shit. Even after Babidi was killed, he was still going on this kind of warpath. So basically what happened is he befriends Mr. Satan, and then after, you know, the assassins Van Zant, you know, shoot his puppy or whatever, he gets really pissed off, and he expels Evil Buu from his body. You know, he gets really pissed off, the steam comes out, and then boom, out pops Evil Buu. Alright, so I assumed originally that, okay, the Fat Buu is still the same Buu we've already known, and the Evil Buu is just the expulsion of his evil, you know? No, basically what happened, and this has even been confirmed by Toriyama, the Buus were actually split there through a form of fission. Think of it think of it very similar to how Kami, or I guess the nameless Namekian, became King Piccolo and Kami. You know, it wasn't just like he's expelling the evil from himself. They actually turn into two completely different entities. Okay, so we have Good Boo, Fat Boo, who looks the same as the original one, you know, that came out of the ball, but it's a completely different character. And the reason he's a completely different character is that he no longer has the same bouts of rage. You know, he no longer has, you know, the eyes don't narrow, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. He no longer does that. And also, he had a vast decrease in his power. Now, he's still really strong. And he still has, like, his regenerative abilities. He can turn people into candy with his, you know, form of, like, magic he has. He's still a strong character, but most of the power, most of the destructive power that he had went over to Evil Boo after he expelled himself. Okay, so this is the one thing that kind of punched a hole in this, because I originally thought, like, oh, in the universe survival arc, Majin Buu fights against somebody. What happens if that person he's fighting against makes Majin Buu really pissed off? And he starts, you know, getting really angry, and he expels the evil again. And then we get Super Bowl we get Super Bowl. Oh god, shit, Majin Buu summoned the Super Bowl. Fuck Patriots. I won $40, so thanks, Patriots. But no, yeah, so we get Super Buu back again. Because that would be cool, because, yeah, while Majin Buu, as he currently exists, is pretty strong, you know, there's plenty of characters that are stronger. You know, and it would be cool if we get to see Super Buu come back again. My God, I can't even fucking pronounce that. And the big concern at the end of DBZ, the big concern was like, oh, well, we got to kill this Buu. You know, Vegeta wanted to kill him because he's like, what happens if he blows his stack again and creates another killing machine? So I just assumed that could actually happen. But this Buu that currently exists is a being of pure good, the representation of all good that was in Majin Buu compressed down. And he's, you know, he acts like a petulant child sometimes, you know, when he doesn't get what he wants. But for the most part, in all the years that have passed since, you know, they split, he hasn't done anything too destructive. He's been living with Mr. Satan, and they're good friends, and you'd think that something, it would piss him off enough that, okay, we might maybe have to start getting concerned, but he doesn't go around destroying cities or anything like he did when he first popped out of the ball, you know. Another thing is, after he split into Evil Buu, and then Evil Buu absorbed Good Buu, and then he became Super Buu. I know, it's fucking confusing, a lot of shit going on here, but basically, you know, after he went on his, you know, eating spree, you know, he killed everybody on the planet Earth, he absorbed Piccolo, he absorbed Gotenks, he absorbed Gohan. Finally, Goku and Vegeta, well, they were Vegito, split into Goku and Vegeta, go into Super Buu to rescue everybody, right? So they go and they find the little pods where all the beings that Majin Buu absorbed are. And you see Piccolo and Gohan and Goten and Trunks, and you don't see the Daikaio. You don't see Daikaio, you don't see the Southern Supreme Kai or anybody that Buu absorbed before he turned into Evil Buu. You just see Good Buu. And so they cut him down, and he becomes, you know, he regresses back into Kid Buu. So I want to ask a question. And this is something that I still haven't gotten an answer, even after looking at all this stuff here. Toriyama, by the way, did an interview in 2014 that you can look up. You could just type in Toriyama Twel Buu, TWEL/Buu interview 2014, and that'll, you know, get you to that. I'll put a link to it below. Where, you know, these are two separate beings now. But I want to ask a question. Is the Southern Supreme Kai and the Daikaioshin, are they still inside of this Majin Buu that currently exists, that's going to fight in the Universe Tournament? Or is it kind of like when they performed Fission, all the power that he had from those characters just went straight to Evil Buu? And so after Kid Buu was defeated and you know, purified, then they're gone now. Daikaioshin and you know, the Southern Supreme Kai, they're no longer in this Buu, they're in a completely other one. Now this character is still this Buu is still very strong, but it's not like, you know, if he gets really mad, he could turn into another entity or something like that. That might not be possible anymore. We actually have not even seen him having the ability to absorb other characters. People have been saying, like, oh, wait until a character, you know, appears like he's fighting against in the universe tournament, and he absorbs them and he gets stronger. We get to see another Boo form. He still has the ability to turn, like he could turn them into candy and then eat them that way. But the whole, like, just ripping off a chunk of his flesh and, like, absorbing him and then just getting incorporated back in him, we haven't seen this Boo exhibit that ability at all. I don't think he still could. Yeah. Something else that I need to talk about here is Oob. All right, so Oob. He actually has not appeared in the story yet. So there's a little things with the timelines here that are kind of screwy, but for the most part, it's going along a way that makes sense. After Dragon Ball Z, we had a 10-year time skip into the future. Remember that? That was actually the end of the manga, because GT, of course, was non-canon. So after Goku defeats Kid Buu, there's a 10-year time skip where they go to another tournament. And that's where Goku meets Oob for the first time. Oob is 10 years old, and Pan is also in this tournament, and she's 4 years old. So right now, we can say that we're about 6 years after the end of Dragon Ball Z. Because Pan was just born. I think she just turned a year old, or she's getting up there. So, yeah. So when we're still going along the straight, we don't know if Super is going to incorporate the ending of Z, if we're actually going to get to see Oob in Super. But right now, the timeline lines up pretty good. Oob is right around maybe like 5 or 6 years old. He lives out in some remote village. And apparently the way that Toriyama put it was because Kid Buu was pure evil. Like 100% pure evil, he was purified rather easily in Otherworld, and that's how he was able to be reincarnated as Oob. And the fact that Toriyama mentioned Oob in this interview, I think, and this is in 2014. This is when Super was about to come out, and this was right after the Battle of Gods and everything, and Resurrection of F was coming out soon. So it's at this point that he still acknowledges Oob's existence. So it's very likely, I would say, that Oob is incorporated into Super later down the line. They might do something with Majin Buu there, just the same thing as what happened within GT, how he became Majub. I don't know, I'm not saying that that'll exactly happen, but for those of you curious, like, what's up with Oob or whatever, he is still around, he just hasn't been introduced in the story yet, and he's still just a kid. So I think that falls in line with that. But yeah, I just want to ask that question there, is those beings still inside of this good Buu? What happens if this Buu gets really mad? Or better yet, this universe is going to, this universal tournament is going to include a bunch of characters that are going to have really wacky powers from all these different worlds. So it might be possible that Majin Buu is going to fight against a character that's going to have some weird ability that might reawaken the power that he had. That might corrupt him again, that might piss him off, that might regress him back into a past state. I don't know, but anything is possible here. But I really hope it's just not a thing where it's like Boo falls asleep or he fights against somebody and maybe his innocent nature it works against him there and he's just defeated in the first round and there's nothing beyond that. And the big concern at the time, at the end of Z, why Vegeta wanted to kill Boo was because Super Boo might pop up again and we're going to have a whole bunch of problems. But the power level of the main characters has increased exponentially since then. Super Saiyan God forms, we now have Beerus introduced, and Whis. Whis can't fight as an angel, but there's a lot of characters that, outclass even Super Boo. Fuck, even like if Super Boo managed to absorb Gohan again, or even Kid Buu himself, there's a lot of characters. Like, it wouldn't be an easy fight if, like, Super Saiyan God, if Goku and Super Saiyan Blue had to fight against Kid Buu. I don't think it would be, like, an easy fight. Like, all Goku would have to do is just punch Kid Buu once and he would just be incinerated. But I think he could take care of him just perfectly fine. I don't think it would be anything like they wouldn't have to exert as much effort as they did the first time when they fought him. So if it's like Majin Buu's in the tournament, and the stakes in this tournament are pretty high, it's literally if we lose, then our universe gets destroyed. I could see Buu fighting against somebody, getting the shit kicked out of him, and then just like everyone in the sidelines like, fuck Buu, get mad, just go Super Kid Buu, whatever, it's fine, we can handle it, just kill his ass. And then afterwards you could just like, all right, whatever, we'll just we'll have to defeat you later. But it's better than having the entire universe just eliminated by Zeno. All right. But I wanted to bring that up. I wanted to bring up, the history of Boo a little bit, and, his transformations, the fission that occurred between, innocent Boo turned into good Boo and evil Boo, and if he still has the characters he absorbed, if he's still capable of transforming in that way, the power loss that came with that. What do you guys think about this? And what do you think will happen with Mr. Boo in the tournament? And why do you think there was nothing highlighted in the opening? It could be as simple as simply just he's not going to do anything. He's not going to do much, therefore they didn't have to highlight it. It's Android 17 that's going, and Krillin. Android 17, Krillin, and Tien, and Master Roshi. Those are going to be the highlighters of the event. But I would really like to see Boo again. I mean, come on, guys. He was the fucking main villain for an entire arc. He had the change of heart with Mr. Satan. He was a good character. I'd like to see him in action again. We haven't really seen him do anything in Super, so... Anyway, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and comment and subscribe and all that good shit. Thank you for watching. And yeah. I hope Super Bowl makes a comeback. Yeah, all the Super Bowl.